Welcome to some Yin Yoga fun. My name's Julia, and today we're going to be focusing a lot on our hamstrings today per request. So for our Yin hamstring workout, if you wanted to go ahead and collect 2 blocks or anything that are symmetrical that can support you in your asanas today, I definitely would recommend a blanket as well as bringing a strap. So that could be a belt. It could, if you have your own yoga strap at home, it could also be a scarf, just anything, that's strapped like at your house. And if you wanted to, you can also add in a pillow for some asanas. Otherwise, we can makeshift a bolster. So you can go ahead and start to collect your props. Also, if you wanted to play your own music as you are flowing at your house, I'm just afraid sometimes I have my music too loud that YouTube might get out. So, awesome. So we go ahead and start to get comfortable on the mat. Again, 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket here. And then for the beginning of class, we are going to start in a square seated position. So in the square position, we're going to have the right leg onto the ground, and as the right leg onto the ground, just bring the shin just a little more further up towards the horizontal part of the mat or the top. And then placing the left foot on top of the right knee, guiding that right knee crease down. And then having the left knee right on top of the right foot. And so if this is a little uncomfortable for you, you are more than welcome to grab a blanket, and you can possibly either bring the blanket in between your legs so that your joints aren't pressing against each other. For even more comfort, you can have the blanket underneath the bottom leg, and then you can kind of sandwich it or fold it over so that we are even more comfortable here. And then again, having the legs just slightly out so that we can feel a little bit of that external rotation into the hips. Getting more of that boxy look with our legs. Bringing the chest up towards the ceiling, shoulders towards the ceiling as we inhale, rise. Bringing our shoulders up towards our ears. Now let's go ahead and rotate those shoulders back, keeping our chest nice and proud. Nice and tall into the spine. And then you can go ahead and close your eyes and start to find your breath here. And maybe you can have one hand onto the top knee, the other onto the top foot. Just giving yourself that permission and reminder that Thursday is here with the Milwaukee Adventure Rocky, and take it slow. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Allow your chest to fully expand. And then as you exhale, allowing some of that decompression. Maybe adding a little more weight onto the shoulders here. And usually we tell ourselves to rid the weight off of our shoulders, but here just allowing our neck to be especially tall. And we go through our exhales. Throughout this week, we work with our core. So starting with this pose for a hamstring workout. It's a great way to remind our spine to stay nice, tall, especially strong into the lumbar spine. Feeling the amount of stability and strength that we created for ourselves this week for our body. Taking this time to check in with your body as well. Noticing how it feels from this week's workout, whether with me and with my yoga, with the other yoga instructors, or in general with climbing and fitness, getting back into your routine. We're going to bring the palms to our hips here. Sun breath, move from the chest outward towards your fingertips. Inhale, rise, nice and energetically strong. Fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Release the hands back to the sides. Inhale, rise, arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, back towards the ground. Inhale, rise once more. Keep the left hand up, right arm comes down. Inhale, side body stretch over towards the right side of the room. Eye gaze up towards the hand. Rooting the left knee on top of the right foot. Maybe even possibly placing our forearm onto the mat. And it's okay if we're not there. You can just stick your hand onto the ground. Or if you wanted to get more of that forearm action, you can take a block right underneath the right forearm here. Chest is lifted. Maybe bringing the right ear to right shoulder, getting a little more to the left neck. Getting a rest. And you can slowly inhale, rise, arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hip hinge. Hands to the floor, 5 breaths. Then you can slowly ragdoll your way back up into your seated position. Great. Let's go ahead and flip the rotation of our legs here. So we're going to go ahead and take the left leg down. And you are more than welcome to sandwich your legs that's comfortable. And you're definitely going to notice that one hip or one side is going to be tighter than the other. So just take note of that here. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Tall spine. This is just a great way for us to warm up through the hips before we get even deeper into the hamstrings, as well as opening up the side bodies, because it definitely is important to incorporate the muscle groupings that are revolved around the main muscle that we are working with so that we can have more room to explore in these areas. Nice and tall with the spine, lift up the navel 2 inches here. Bring the palms up to the T and inhale, sun breath. Rise, arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, down to the sides. Inhale, rise towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, and really encourage the movement to start from the sternum, the center of your chest, all the way to the arms here. So rise in from the chest, the upper arm, forearm, and fingertips. Good. We can keep the right arm lifted, and we can bring the left hand down to the mat as we lift up nice and high. Chest is forward here. Inhale, start to side bend towards the left side, to the right knee. You're more than welcome to keep your arms straight. Maybe bring the forearm to the mat here. Possibly even bringing a block underneath your forearm, especially this is your tighter side, this is my tighter side. Just so that you can get a little lower into the side body without feeling too much pressure into the lower side body, including the hip rotation. Actively guide that right knee towards the left foot. And if you wanted to, you can also take the left ear to left shoulder this time. You get a little deeper into the neck. Three more breaths here. After the 3 breaths, you can slowly rise, bring your arms up towards the ceiling, and then hit hinge, forward fold. Straighten the chest. 5 breaths. You can slowly ragdoll your way into your seated position. And then very gently release the legs, feet to the ground. Very softly do a little windshield wipe here. Nice. Let's go ahead and have the legs out straight here. Rotate the shoulders back, chest forward. Find yourself first into your staff pose. And actually, with the blanket, if you wanted to, you can just roll it up into a very soft burrito here. Place it right underneath the knees for some support. And as we come back into that staff pose, rotate the shoulders back. Let's start to lift up through the chest, bringing the chest forward towards the front of the room as well as towards the ceiling. Arms are going to be behind your hips, fingertips pointed towards your glutes here. We're going to very gently bring our nose towards the ceiling, guide the chest to the front of the room and curve it towards the ceiling. 5 breaths. Nice. And then we're going to slowly bring our hands to our shins. We're going to do the shoulders, chin to chest. And you can go as far as to touching your toes if you would like here. But for here, it's okay to find some roundness in the spine. If you wanted to take this even deeper, you can grab onto the strap, place it around your ankles. It's around your ankles. You bring your chest forward and slowly round through the spine. You want this to be a little passive here, but using the strap just a little as a little guide to increase your hip hinge. Five more breaths. And you can slowly rise. Actually, get your staff pose in place, strap to the side for now. Grab your 2 blocks and grab the blanket. Good. So let's place the blanket into the center of the mat here. Okay. And then as we are towards the center of the mat, let's go ahead and find ourselves into a Savasana, but in our Savasana, let's allow ourselves to be a little wider here into the squat, so close to goddess squat. Good. And just take the hands onto the knees, and then just rock your hips side to side. If you want to get a little twisty-turvy into the hips, you can go ahead and do so. Right here, we're just trying to find any organic movement into the hip rotations. Good. Getting a little bit of a hamstring warm up here. So really just finding movement. It doesn't have to be via that style, side to side, rotate inward. Just for a couple more breaths. You can even pendulum swing down if you wanted to with your spine to do it. Nice. So why don't we go ahead and find ourselves to the front of the mat here with our left leg in front. And we're going to bring our right knee down to the mat, top of the right foot. You have two choices here. You can start here in your Anjaneyasana prep. We're not going to bring our arms up into the air. We're just putting our hands onto the block so that we can softly stretch out through the front quad. And then the hamstrings underneath the left hip. If you wanted to, you can start here and then work your way towards an over lunge. Or if you wanted to start with the over lunge. The over lunge is where we bring the front foot over the plane of our knees, so it's not directly stacked. And that way you get a little deeper into the front hamstring, the front hip. It's a great way to prep for splits. So it's your choice. You can start with the Anjaneyasana and then move to the over lunge, or go straight to the over lunge. Making sure that we squeeze the glutes just a little bit and that we are keeping our spine neutral as we are here, so we don't want to have like an overbend. Our goal isn't to bring our hips to the ground. Our goal is to extend from the hips, from the right leg, dragging it forward, having that natural curve to our spine. If we force our hips down, then we're putting too much pressure on our hip sockets, and we aren't going with the natural layout of our body that way. And you will notice too that if you wanted to practice that dragging motion, so isometric movement is where we keep our limbs in place, but inward we are guiding it towards a different plane. So having our right leg glued to the mat here, we're going to drag it, so isometrically bringing it forward. Then you can see as you do that, your spine naturally wants to follow the pattern of your hip structure here. And then as you go through your exhales, you will see that after so many breaths that you're making your way a little closer towards the ground. If you wanted to bring your chin to chest, you can do so as well. Maybe side to side. Five more breaths. After the 5 breaths, very slowly guide the right hip crease up, then the left hip crease towards the back of the room. You can maybe take your blocks by your foot or a little further, pressing your hands into the blocks. Being a little deeper to the left hamstring and the chest. Slightly go ahead and walk the blocks to the side. Let's bring the left knee in, bring the blocks forward so you're in supported plank. And if you wanted to just sway your hips side to side here. You can go in a little circle as well. Whatever pattern you go, reverse the rotation. Now walk ourselves over to the opposite side of the mat. With the blocks. Bringing the right leg forward, the left knee back. Top of the left on the ground, and then again you have your choice of starting in your Anjaneyasana prep and work your way towards the over lunge here. Or you can stay in Anjaneyasana the whole time, or stay into the over lunge the whole time. Your choice. And remembering to put that isometric movement into play here. Five more breaths. After the 5 reps, you can then take a left crease back with the right hip crease, squaring it up. You take the blocks by your hips, either straight up to the spine. You want to create a hip hinge. You can create a hip hinge, bringing your blocks by your feet. So maybe onto the sides here and pressing your hands into the blocks for your tailbone back, chest forward. Three more breaths. And then we can go ahead, you're back to the right knee. And from here, we're just going to go ahead, bring the right knee back. Find yourself onto the mat here. Place the blanket where your sacrum is going to be. Grab your strap. And so, making sure that you have a block on each side. Let's keep the left knee bent. Let's go ahead and bend the right knee into the chest. And then with the strap, we're going to place the strap onto the ankle. And then bring the knee in towards the armpit like you would in Happy Baby. And once you feel comfortable, you can straighten up the left leg. So even if you wanted to go ahead and keep the strap onto the ankle and just grab onto the strap with your foot, you can go ahead and do so. Left hand can guide the left hip crease to the ground. Making sure the left foot is flexed, either toes pointed towards the front of the room or towards the ceiling here. Three more breaths. After the 3 breaths, very slowly straighten the leg, take it up towards the ceiling, foot flex, heel towards the ceiling, right knee towards the ground. Want your upper body to be relaxed here as well. So you want the strap to be long enough to where your forearms are onto the mat or blanket here. If you even wanted to as well, you can, with your strap, you can either tie it or place the strap into its loop, but you can take the strap and place it underneath your shoulders. And then rest your arms to the sides if you wanted to as well. I'm not going to stay here for too much longer though, only 5 breaths. You take the right arm to the T. During the inhale, guide the right leg towards the left side. And so, if you wanted to, you can guide it right underneath the block here. You can place the block underneath your shin, underneath the ankle, really anywhere underneath your leg, to where it supports and it doesn't topple anywhere. And that's where you can still have some engagement with the strap. And allowing your right shoulder to meet the mat. I gave some of the right shoulder. You're more than welcome to stay here, or if you wanted to bend the left knee to grab onto the left foot. Get some quad action here. You're more than welcome to do that. These are the 2 options. Wherever you're at, 5 more breaths. After the 5 breaths, inhale, rise. Bring the leg towards the ceiling. We're straightening up the left leg. Now we're going to inhale, open up the right leg to the right side. So if you need to place the block underneath the shin, knee, thigh, you can go ahead and do so. Left hand onto the left hip, guiding it down. Three more breaths. After the 3 breaths, you can guide your leg towards the ceiling. Bend through the right knee and left knee. Remove the strap. Place on the left side and just hug your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. And then you can go ahead, place your right foot onto the mat. Good. And you can do a half happy baby onto the left thigh here. You're more than welcome to prepare your strap as well. And either use the strap or just tuck the hand right on top of the strap here. And once you find that sweet spot, you can then go ahead, straighten out with the right leg. Five more breaths. After the 5 breaths, you can straighten the leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Making sure that it's long enough where your shoulders are on the ground, your knee is straight. You can even loop the strap or tie it around, and you can replace the strap underneath your shoulders here if you wanted to. Make sure that everything is still active, still nice and straight. Wherever you're at, take 5 more breaths. And let's take actually 10 more breaths. So count to 10 instead. I don't want to rush this side. Once you reach your 10, you can go ahead and tuck your hips in and straighten your left leg over to the right side, and you can choose to keep it there, or you can bend through the right knee, grabbing onto the right foot. Place the leg onto the block if you need to. High gaze over the left shoulder. 10 breaths. After the 10 breaths, you can re-straighten the right leg. Inhale, rise left leg towards the ceiling. keep guide the left leg, opening it to the left side. Right shoulder back onto the mat. You can take the right hand onto the right hip, guide it down. 10 breaths. And for 10th breath, we can inhale, rise, left leg back up towards the ceiling. Very slowly move the strap and place the left leg to meet your right. Move the strap, preparing for Shavasana. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Taking a deep inhale, inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. You can lay your hands and your legs wherever's comfortable and enjoy as much time as you'd like in your Shavasana. Thanks for joining for our 6 p.m. yoga. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.